Hi, this is Jeff Curto, and welcome to episode number 128 of Camera Position, the podcast about the creative side of photography. Well, many photographers who grew up in my generation understood the monograph, that singular volume, a book of a photographer's work that contained only that photographer's work. We understood that monograph to be one of the basic and solid culminations of a photographic project. In today's world of publishing, we've been confronted with an interesting and challenging landscape where anyone can produce a print-on-demand book of work of their own, and they can do it on their own. And this has happened even as hard copy books seem to be less popular than they were in the past. Electronic books or e-books have certainly arrived, and yet, at least my experience with e-books is that oftentimes they are one-dimensional, simple screen renderings of a hardcover book that had come before the e-book. But a photographer named Carol Golemboski has taken the idea of an electronic book, or any sort of electronic presentation of photography, farther than any I've yet seen. She has created an iPad app for the body of work that she calls Psychometry, and it combines images and text and video and interactive panoramas and extensive background on how the images were produced. It contains a virtual darkroom experience and a dozen other amazing details that bring this work to life, that bring the project to life in a way that a mere book really couldn't do. It's like a book in that the presentation is of Carol Golemboski's work, but it's unlike any book you've ever seen because it's so comprehensive. It's engaging, and it's filled with a lot of different ways of showing us the photographs and helping us interact with and learn about them, and learn about Carol. There's even a video interview with her discussing the book, discussing the ideas of the book, and discussing the work that she does. Now, one of the things that I find even more interesting about this is that this work, this psychometry project that Golemboski has created, is darkroom based. It's not digital photography. It is a completely darkroom based enterprise. She's shooting photographs with film and printing those photographs in a very complex way in the darkroom, using lots of masks and texture masks and layers of image information that get combined into these images that have a very textural, very textural kind of a quality to them. So the thing that's really fascinating is here we have this completely digital age way of looking at an old world method of making photographs using silver-based materials. And the app's design takes advantage of the tactile nature of the images themselves, giving us a sense of the handmade environment, even as we interact with it on our glossy screened iPads. So if you have an iPad, this app might be one of the most inspirational and certainly engaging apps you can find that deals with photography. Carol Golemboski's Psychometry app. And I'll link, of course, to it both in the cameraposition.com blog page as well as in the Camera Position app, but you can also just search for Psychometry in the iTunes App Store. And, lest you think that I'm the only one who thinks that this piece of work is really quite remarkable, this project, the Psychometry app, was selected as one of the 12 2013 Outstanding Books of the Year by the Independent Publishers Book Awards. So it won the Independent Publishers Book Awards award for Outstanding eBook Achievement. So one of the things that's kind of cool here is that not only is the photographic work really, really interesting and fascinating stuff, but the book itself is a really interesting world in a very different way of engaging the photographic idea. So take a look at Golemboski's Psychometry app and imagine different ways in which we will be engaging photography over the next decade or two or three. the way in which we're engaging photography now and its difference between the way we engaged it in the 1980s and 1990s and 2000s. So here we are confronting this interesting, challenging landscape, and Golemboski, I think, has done an outstanding job. Hope to get your feedback on what you think about this piece of work. Thanks for listening, and we look forward to seeing you on the next episode of Camera Position, the podcast about the creative side of photography.